Hey TCPS friends, today we're going to be making a springtime floral project. What you will need is a piece of construction paper, scissors, and glue. This project is intended for kindergarten through 2nd grade, but anybody is welcome to follow along. Okay, to start, you'll want to pick one piece of construction paper to be your background. I picked this purple color because I think it looks nice, fun, and springy. If you only have white paper at home, that's totally fine. You can go ahead and color in the whole background, whatever you would like to look like. So maybe you want some green grass at the bottom and a blue sky and a sun. You can go ahead and fill in the background if you only have white paper. But I have some colored pieces of paper, so I'm going to make my background purple. So your paper is going to need to be side to side horizontal for this project. What you'll want to do is have your background, then you're going to take a second piece of paper. This will be the color of your flower petals. I'm going to choose white. Alright, so I have my white piece of paper for my flower petals. If you only have white paper but you want colored petals, what you can do is you can go ahead and color this piece of paper and then you can cut it up for your petals. But I want white petals, so I'm just going to leave this white. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut small strips, and my paper should be side to side horizontal, and I'm going to cut small strips going up and down vertically. So I'm just going to cut all the way up. Alright, now I've cut my white piece of paper into small strips. It's okay if your edges are a little jagged or they're not completely straight, because you're going to end up folding the petals, so you won't really be able to see whether your lines are straight or not, so that's totally fine. Once all of your petals are cut, you can put those off to the side. Then you will need to make the center of your flower. So the center of your flower is kind of like a circle. So I'm going to take a piece of yellow paper. So I have my yellow paper, and I'm just going to draw out a circle because that's the size that I want it. If you have a hard time drawing a circle, you can find something that is a circle shape and you can trace it. So tracing it will work just as well. It's okay if your circle's not perfect. And then you're going to go ahead and cut it out. I'm going to go ahead and cut out a few of these circles. Now that the centers of my flowers are done, I'm going to push those off to the side, and then I'm going to work on the stems of the flowers. So I'm going to grab a green piece of paper for the stems. Again, if you don't have any colored paper at your house, you can just take white paper and take something to color it green with, and this will work just as well. So for the stems, I'm going to, just like the flower petals, I'm going to make sure my paper is side to side horizontal, and I'm going to cut up. Our stems won't need to be very long, so I'm only going to cut a few of these. We'll just cut 3. And then I'm going to cut these stems in half to make 2 stems. So I'm folding it in half to cut it for 1. And then over here, we'll get one tall one and one short one. And then I'll do the same on this one, one tall, one short one. Just to kind of get some different lengths of stems. And if you would like to add leaves to your stems, you can do that as well. You can grab your same green piece of paper to save paper, or you can grab another piece of green paper to get some different colors in there. To make a leaf stem, what you'll do, or just the leaf for your stem, you'll want to draw a curved line like that, and then a curved line on the other side like that. So it kind of looks like an eye or a football. So both sides are kind of pointed, and that's how you'll make your little flower leaves for your stem. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of those. Now that all the parts to our flower have been cut out, I'm going to start laying out my stems of my flowers so I can get an idea of where I want my flowers to be. So I'm not gluing yet, I'm just kind of placing to see where I'd like my flowers. I'm going to see if I can fit 5 flowers on here. If not, I can take off the stem because I haven't glued yet, so it's no big deal. I'm going to see if I can get 5 flowers on here. So now that I've got my stems on there, I'm going to lay out my little leaves. Oops. This will take a minute, so I'll go ahead and get all my leaves put on. Alright, now I have all of my stems, leaves, and the centers of my flowers in place. I still haven't glued them yet, but they're just kind of where I want them to be. Now I'm going to start gluing, but with the petals. So you're going to take one of your original strips that you made for your petals. Mine are white, but yours can be any color. And you're going to fold your strip in half and then cut it in half. That way your petals aren't quite as long. So now you've got half of a petal. You're going to fold it in half again, but don't crease the side, so you don't want it to actually look folded. You're just gonna pinch the 2 ends together. Then you're gonna take your glue. I have a glue bottle, but you guys can use a glue stick, or if you just have tape at home, you could use tape too. I'm gonna start over here in this corner, and I'm going to glue this first piece down. So I'm going to, oh, there it goes. Okay, I'm first going to glue the 2 ends together, and then right where I have my center of the flower, I'm going to take that off, and whoops, I'm going to put a dot of glue for my first petal. So now I'm going to try to put my petals underneath the center of my flower, but if it's too hard for you to get your petals around in a circular shape, you can also glue your petals on top of the center as well. So I'll show you guys that both ways. So that one's underneath. Next I'll make one on top. So again, you put glue the bottom of your cut in half petal, pinch it in half, but don't crease the other end, let it loop. And then you're going to glue it on. So this first one I glued underneath the center of the flower, and then this one I glued on top. So whichever way you want to do it, you can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing all of my petals down. Alright, once you have all of your pieces glued down together, you have finished your spring floral collage. I would love to see the flowers that you guys have made, so you can feel free to ask your parents to take a picture and email it to me, or post it on the Tennessee Christian Preparatory Schools Families Facebook page.